We have a question from Lucy. She says, I'm 46 and still menstruating, but she says, I've been experiencing confusing symptoms. She says she's had a recent loss of a husband, and there's been some grief about that. And those have seemed to mimic perimenopausal symptoms. How do I manage knowing which is which? Is it perimenopause? Is it grief? If it is perimenopause, what should I do next?
I think this is probably the single most difficult thing for women to recognize when they're actually in perimenopause or not, because the early symptoms can be very, very subtle. Most often, women will start to notice pattern changes in their menstrual cycle, might notice some brain fog or some changes in their mentation and cognition. But if you go to our website, we actually have a free symptom tracker available to patients on the resources page. I don't know if you could put that link in there, Maddie, if you have that handy, because I think that's a good place to start. And I usually encourage patients to start keeping track of how they feel. If you notice, like, the best thing to do is for you to learn your own body and to really track your symptoms and kind of see if there's any patterns to anything, because we tend to take small, subtle changes and kind of acclimate to them and incorporate them into things. And don't underestimate the grief and how that could be affecting you physically too. You have to certainly allow yourself to go through those adjustments. And I'm sorry for your loss. You know, that's a huge adjustment to have to make. But maybe the symptom tracker could help you, and just try to read. I mean, there's lots of good educational information on our website that's free access to patients as well on our journal page. And so you can read more about, like, we have several articles on perimenopause, symptoms to watch out for. Educate yourself as much as possible and just try to watch your own body and kind of keep a symptom diary, I think would be really helpful.
The other thing I would add on is that the body is pretty good at compensating for things. And it may be that you were going through perimenopause, but you didn't really feel it because your body was doing a pretty good job compensating. And now you have this really significant grief episode, and it's really used up your body's ability to compensate. And so things that you could compensate for before are now being uncovered because, you know, all your energy is being used to go through this grieving process. And so it's probably some of both would be my guess. And it may be that as you work through the grief and time goes on, that your body will get back to this ability to compensate, or it may be that using hormone therapy will be helpful to at least get that part under control as your body works through the grief. So it's another, kind of layer to all of this.